Hey everyone, who's on here? We are live. We are in my house, so hey Corey, I'm in my house, so if you hear dogs barking or roommates or boyfriend, I kind of warned everybody, but if you see them, I'm sorry. I am going to get to the point here in just a minute. I wanted to do this at home because, let me move this. Yeah, whatever. Sorry, it's the coat rack behind me, so it's kind of cluttered. I was going to fix it, but it's already too late. You already seen it. Alrighty. I'm going to get to the point of, actually, I'm going to go get something to drink. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Got myself a little Sierra Mist. Hey, what's up, Cass? All right, I'm trying to sign on to all my my things so I can see what the questions were because I don't remember them. In today's video, I'm going to go over sort of my past, just because people have had a lot of questions about my upbringing, and I'm not sure if that deserves its whole like extra video, but I'm going to try to cover some of those things here. I'm going to wait until some people hop on. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to find the post on Patreon. So I'm on my Patreon because I have a couple Patreon members who asked some questions, which is great. And I also wanted to mention I'm not going to be doing Patreon anymore after December. It's just I don't feel like I can make it worth it for the people who are paying for it. So I'm going to switch to something else. I might switch to like some sort of membership thing on my website since I pay for it anyways. So, and Patreon takes a lot of money, so. I locked the dogs outside, but you might still be able to hear them bark. They bark at just about anything, so. All right, I'm gonna go on Instagram and check the stories. Okay. Sorry, everyone. Is everybody done Christmas shopping? I haven't even started yet. I'm not really going to spend too much money, but there's some things I need to get for people. Ooh, you're done, Corey? See, Cass, that's my style right there. Except for, I had to go to Target today and the store was just packed and it gave me such bad anxiety. So I'm going to have to just order all of my stuff online because I can't. Okay, well, I can't check the answers to the questions on my computer. Hey, Jocelyn. Ooh, I'm glad you told me that because I'm done with yours, actually. That's why I went to Target today. Okay. I'm going to try to remember what questions were on Instagram. I seem to... Let me switch over to... whatever. Okay, so... I want to give you guys a little bit of a backstory about me. We're about 5 minutes in, so if people are watching this in the future and they want to get to know me, they probably don't want to deal with all that. So I grew up in California, and not the California that you think of. I grew up in the high desert. I absolutely love the desert. And when I was very young, I was adopted by my grandfather, and I grew up at a park, a city park, until I was about 10 years old. He was the caretaker of the park, and there was a house there for him. And it was so great. I played outside, you know, I don't ever have memories of playing inside. So I was outside all the time swimming. There were rodeos there. I played softball. I did everything. And then when I was 9 years old, he retired. And hey, Habiba, how's it going? I'm gonna watch your video. I need to watch two of your videos. But so when he was 9 years old, he retired, and so we moved out to the country, and we're about 40 minutes away from town, and not very many friends visited. Jocelyn visited. Jocelyn and I have known each other since preschool. And so that's where my love of the outdoors basically started. We had 3 acres, not very many neighbors. And actually, the Pacific Crest Trail runs right behind my parents' house. They live next to Silverwood Lake in California. So I grew up just running around outside and playing. And so that's just where my love of the outdoors came from. And, my parents didn't really take me camping or anything a lot. The only time I really camped was when I was on a Harley run with my dad. So that's not really, camping. I mean, it is, you're in a tent, but I started camping more when I became an adult, when I was in the Navy. I went to the Navy when I was 17, and so I camped a lot when I lived in Virginia. I wanted to explore West Virginia and North Carolina, the Outer Banks. I camped a lot on the Outer Banks. That was my first time ever seeing wild horses, and it was just such a great time. And even when I got out of the Navy, some people considered me homeless, basically because I camped for about 3 months, 4 months, until I went back home when my grandfather, my dad, he got sick. And so yeah, and then I left California once again and moved here to Las Vegas, where I became in love with the surroundings here. Boy, Las Vegas is the perfect place to live if you need to work in the city and you love the outdoors, because the rivers here, the lakes here, you can go to the mountains, you can go to Utah, and you can still visit California, which, all the people in politics aside, California is a beautiful state and it's a great place to recreate. So Las Vegas is far enough to where I don't see people I don't want to see from where I'm from. I left that place to get away from certain people, and so I'm not going to run into them. But it's also close enough to where I can sneak back home and visit my family and friends. And, I do get homesick quite a bit, but it's been quite some time since I've been back there. So yeah, that is basically a backstory of me. And Gina from Desert Rose Exploration, she has an Instagram, and I know she has a YouTube channel also. You should really check her out. I know quite a few people who follow me on Instagram follow her too. So Desert Rose Exploration is her name. And she asked how old I was when I joined the military, and what made me want to join, and what was my job, and where did I deploy to. Okay, so I joined the Navy when I was 17, and when I was a teenager, I had a really tough time obeying orders from my parents. I had a hard time wanting to stay home. I wanted to be out all the time, and just not really feeling like I belonged anywhere too. That was kind of it. So I ran away when I was 16, and I basically couch hopped for quite some time, and then my parents allowed me to come home when about a year and a half later, and I was in I was 17 and my dad just said, hey, you should join the military because this place isn't any good for you. So that's why I joined the military. I actually almost didn't go. I signed up and did all the stuff, went to MEPS, and then I had to go home and wait. I almost didn't go, but I decided to go. And yeah, and it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. It paid for some college, which I haven't finished, more on that later. And I have met so many incredible people that I consider my brothers and sisters. That's really great also. And I've gotten to travel all over the world. I've been to Spain more times than I can count. I've been to the Middle East, Bahrain, Dubai, the Mediterranean, Greece, Italy. Um, where else? Those are the main places. I'm sure I'm forgetting somewhere too. But all up and down the East Coast, New York, Maine, New Jersey. Oh my gosh, the times I had in New Jersey, those were those were the partying days for me in the Navy. But eventually I settled down when I thank you, Cass. And I was transferred after 4 years of being on an amphibious assault ship. I was transferred to Point Mugu, California, which is basically Malibu, Oxnard area, and I settled down quite a bit. That's when I started sticking to myself more. I was hanging out with the wrong people again in the Navy sometimes, and sometimes that got me into some trouble. So when I transferred, I told myself I was just going to start to stick to myself more. And that's actually when I started going outside more often too. And I was going on hikes by myself and camping by myself. So, so yeah. But I lived there and then I only did about 2.5 years there and I left the Navy, and that's when my new journey as a civilian began. And I do miss the military sometimes, but I definitely love my freedom. So, she also asked if I grew up in Nevada, and I know this question has already been answered. No, I did not grow up in Nevada. I grew up in California, and Nevada is a place that I call home now. I don't really anticipate moving anywhere else, mainly because I love the desert, and this is a perfect place to live if you love the desert. I could deal without the amount of people that are here. I could deal without the city life, the traffic. Um, it really does remind me of California now, just with the people and the type of people here in Las Vegas. And I try not to be too bitter sometimes, but that's when I get those feelings of bitterness, that's when I know I need to pack up my things and hit the road. And that time for me is coming up real soon. So I need to get back on the road. I'm getting kind of antsy. Okay. Also, oh, what was my job in the Navy? That's interesting. So I joined the Navy as an ordnance person, and my first school was in Pensacola, Florida. And I'm not gonna lie, I had just turned 18, and that was the first place I had been besides the Mojave Desert. So I I'm gonna say I probably did not study enough, and I ended up not passing the school for that. And I went to my ship as an undesignated seaman, so I was just basically a deckhand. I worked with bosun mates and tied up the ship, did maintenance, watch, work at the helm, the lee helm, just all kinds of stuff like that. Mostly maintenance and, tying up the ship and getting the ship to where it needs to go. And then eventually I did pick up a job and I worked for the chaplain, believe it or not. I know. And I worked for the chaplain for uh, about a year and a half until I went to Point Mugu for, I switched bases. And I actually worked in admin until I was done. I worked, with it's the COM ACC log wing, which is the command for those Hawkeye planes with the big discs and the Greyhounds. So yeah, pretty interesting time in my life, and I learned a lot. What forms of self-defense weapons do I bring when traveling alone? Do I bring a firearm? I actually don't bring a firearm. Not because I'm against it. It's actually something I do plan on bringing in the future. It's just I I would rather have it and not need it and then, all that, but um the biggest form of self-defense that I use when I'm traveling alone is my body language. And nobody ever really talks about that, but I'm friendly to a point. I'm really good at judging people. I worked hotel casino security here on the strip, and I've done security stuff in the military. I'm pretty good at reading people, and I'm pretty good at letting people know I'm not going to put up their shit. So, um, I never try to look weak. Um, I try to stand with, pride and, so people don't usually mess with me. And if they try, I tell them flat out, look, this isn't going to happen. And most of the time, they get the hint. So I've never had anything bad happen to me, knock on wood. So, all right. What other questions did we have? I know Cass had a question and I cannot find it. I remember it was like, I cannot find the message. Traveling alone? I remember it was about traveling alone. I actually prefer to travel alone. The one person I don't mind traveling with is Jocelyn. We have known each other our whole entire lives. Even if we're getting sick and tired of each other, we kind of know, to back off and all that. And sometimes my boyfriend travels with me. Not very often. He works a lot. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're still here. Okay. He asked about the pluses and minuses of adventuring solo. The pluses, you're on your own time. That is the biggest plus to traveling alone. I can stay somewhere as long or as little as I want, especially when making YouTube videos. Sometimes I need to be somewhere a little bit longer than people want to stay there, or sometimes I'm ready to move on because I need to get going to get the next shot. And so sometimes that's the plus. The minus is sometimes having a good conversation with someone is nice, but I've gotten so used to traveling alone that I pretty much prefer being alone over anything. That kind of goes with the safety thing too. When you travel in numbers, you're probably a lot safer. However, I try not to tell people I'm alone when I am. I learned this thing from something I watched from Bob Wells, Cheap RV Living. Someone on his show had a woman had a man's pair of boots, and she would put the pair of boots outside of her RV, and so it looked like there was always a man with her. But I don't do that. I think that is a good idea though. And also when I'm another thing about safety, when I'm alone and I get this feeling intuition, I usually just leave. It's not worth staying. So I had that happen to me in Christmas Tree Pass. I was alone camping, and then the dog started barking, and I look up and there was a car parked next to me. I didn't see their headlights coming up or anything, which means they drove up without headlights and they were trying to be sneaky. That's what it made me feel like. So luckily I was just sleeping in the back of my car, so I just hopped in the driver's seat. I didn't have pants on or anything, just got in the driver's seat and drove away. But that would be the minus to traveling alone, is the safety aspect and sometimes wanting a conversation. But the good thing about making YouTube videos is you never really feel alone. It's so weird because when I'm always talking to the camera, I'm always saying something. And so, yeah, those are the pluses and minuses. Mainly, it's just about your time. And I'm going to move this light real quick. It's kind of blinding me. So it's mainly just about your time. I like to be on my own time. Sometimes I like to stay a lot later. And do I get scared being alone? Not really. Mainly in that one instance on Christmas Tree Pass. But like I said, I grew up in the country, where it's really dark. And you know, I guess being alone at night was probably the scariest thing for me when I started camping. But once I just go to, like, I would just force myself to go to sleep. I fall asleep really easily. So, and then I'd wake up in the morning to this beautiful place, and I'm like, why was I scared last night? So I'm actually more afraid in the city than I am out. So yeah, body language is very important. You don't want to look weak. Also, nobody wants to look weak. It's like, posture is very important, and I try to be as nice as possible, but I do not put up with anybody's crap. We said the same thing. So yeah, those are mainly the questions I got, and that's going into, my upbringing. I really do love nature. Years ago, I lost my grandfather to some unfortunate events, and I had a rough several years. Just this past year, I can consider myself healed from it. So I went through a rough, numerous years trying to get over that, and nature is basically the only thing that kept me going out and going on a hike. You need the endorphins, you need the exercise. That is so good for your mental health. Plus you're outside and you're breathing in fresh air. Oh, good night, Alice. And you need fresh air. So I want to suggest, if you're going through some mental health issues, and mine were pretty significant, mine were pretty bad, I really want to recommend that you hike with Mike. I want to recommend that you go outside, go on a hike. And, if you don't want to be alone, then don't. But I do recommend trying it alone. Go to an area, a hike, a trail that and just try to breathe some fresh air and collect your thoughts. It's the best. It is the best thing. I mean, without nature, I would not be here, that's for sure. So, yeah. There's somebody here on a motorcycle. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know who it is, so hopefully they don't come inside my house. But anyways, so yeah, I thought this video would be a little bit longer. I'm going to stay on for a little bit. Does anybody else have any more questions? I'm going to try to make more videos like this. And I was thinking about going home to California and making a few other videos, nature related, and letting you in a little bit more into my life. I grew up going to the Deep Creek Hot Springs. Hold on, sorry. Hi.
Merry New Year.
Hi, I'm doing YouTube Live. Do you want to be on? Do you want to go on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was looking at somebody here on a motorcycle.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Drop in.
It's okay.
What's up, guys?
All right. Yeah, so, oh yeah, Jocelyn, let's do this. So I'm thinking about doing the Deep Creek Hot Springs, just taking you there. I need to do it during a time where school's not out. So I also want to take you to some other places back home, some abandoned places that I grew up going to, and just kind of reminisce on the past a little bit and still make it interesting for my viewers. If you're interested in that, please let me know. Maybe we'll hike a section of the PCT. And like I said, I grew up, my parents' property is right below the PCT. You could leave the back fence and be on the PCT. And hey, Adrenaline Jackie, how's it going? But yeah, so you could leave the back fence and be on the PCT. And I used to go up there and meet some of the hikers that were going through. And this was in the late 90s. And I was just a little girl, and I would meet these people that were hiking from Mexico to Canada, and that was just so amazing to me. And I still remember the interactions that I had with those people. And, eventually it did scare my dad that I was going up there meeting these folks. And back then, through hiking wasn't as popular as it is now. So I can imagine, it's probably sounds a lot weirder, so I'd like to hike a section of the PCT over there back home and kind of just reminisce a little bit too. Think about all the people that I met on the trail there. So, yeah, I've got 10 people watching. If you haven't liked the video, can you like the video for me? It really helps. Thank you. And also, I'd like to give away some stickers to people who have been here the whole time, or even just a little bit of it. The 10 people that are watching, if you want a sticker or something, maybe a magnet, I've got some other stuff coming. Email me at Diane, Diane, at recreationoutsidelasvegas.com with your address, and then I'll send you some stickers. I like to reward people for being on these lives because sometimes it can be, I try to make it interesting, and my dogs are barking. I'm really sorry if you can hear them. Imagine if they were inside. It'd be way worse. But yeah, so I'd like to send you guys some stickers. And also, I've got t-shirts for sale. And if you use Red Rock 20, you can save 20%. I will link the shirt in the comments here, or you can go to my website, recreationoutsidelasvegas.com. I'm sorry about the barking. Ugh. The dogs are great, aren't they? But sometimes they get on my nerves. But yeah. I'm so happy that all these people are here. If you guys want some awesome channels to subscribe to, Hike with Mike is a great channel. Casual Girl Adventures, that's my friend Corey. We've done some videos together. Adrenaline Jackie, she has a great channel that she goes and she picks up people's garbage out in the forest, and she videos it, and she's got these 2 dogs. They're pretty amazing. And let's see, who else do we have on here? Jocelyn. Jocelyn is my best friend, and she is a photographer. She is an incredible photographer who is gracing the cover of, where is it? The cover of the calendar for Friends of Nevada Wilderness. I have it right here, I think. I don't know where it went. Oh. I have it right here. It's going to be backwards. But here it is. This is Jocelyn's picture. And this is being sold at Costco right now. But you can also go on the Friends of Nevada Wilderness website to purchase it. And it's nevadawilderness.org. Sorry. And you can purchase it, and the website is nevadawilderness.org. Sorry, it's backwards. But yeah, so some of the proceeds go to, obviously, the Nevada Wilderness Organization, which really helps Red Rock Canyon, Mount Charleston, even all over Nevada. So great. Check it out. And also check out Jocelyn's photography stuff too. It's Jocelyn Outdoors. So yeah, so cool she got published. We were in Costco, and I was walking by. I'm like, oh my god, that's Jocelyn's picture. So yeah, anyways, I'm so glad you guys joined me today. It is a 2021 calendar. Yes, it's for next year. So, and I have my own calendar. It's on, you can go on my website and find that too. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I want to send you guys some stickers. So I know who was here, and if you just send me an email, I'm going to send some of those out. So, oh, thank you. Most of my photos are done with my phone. But I do have a DSLR. It's just, the phones are so good now. And I'm lazy. And sometimes when you have you know, your GoPro. Yes, I want to trade you stickers. I know. I ran into Dumpling Wanders. Do you follow? If you guys don't follow him on Instagram, you should. He's really fun. I ran into him in Tonopah. So you never know when we'll run into each other. Pretty awesome. But I have to go to a party for my boyfriend's boss. So I'm going to have to go get ready soon. It's one of those times where I have to mingle with people, and I know, AJ, I'm not going to, but I'm pretty safe. You know, the social distancing, I am a pro at that. I do that anyways. I don't like crowds. I get really nervous anyways, and they make me exhausted after a while, so I probably won't stay long. So, yeah. I know, it's so great. People stay away from me in the grocery store. It's great. I don't like when people are too close behind me, and this whole thing has been amazing for that. Sorry about the mess behind me. I tried to do the tree, but you know, Mike, I am an introvert, and it's weird because I do the social media thing, but it's perfect for introverts because you can just say what you need to say and you don't really have to worry about being around people. So, hi, Annette. This was really fun. I need to do these more often. I'm going to try not to do it at my house, though. Yay to all introverts. I'm pretty sure most of the people on here are introverts. That's funny. That is funny. Dan Marshall. I've actually never done Dutchman Peak, but I'm sure it is. I just did Frenchman Mountain actually for the first time 2 weeks ago. I still got to edit the video and put that up. I'm not really sure when I'm going to do that. I went to Oildale a few weeks ago, and I totally forgot I went there until I was going through all my stuff. So I'm going to put that video out tomorrow. AJ, I missed your live stream, and I heard it was a good time. So I want to definitely make it to the next one. It's okay. I know I might be a little bit behind on here for some people. The last few live streams, sorry everyone, they were kind of glitchy. Well, the Clown Motel live stream, the internet there just sucked. I don't know what I was thinking. And then I did it at the park. The park was my first live stream actually. And I went to do it on my laptop, and the camera's at the hinge, which is really, it's a gaming laptop. You think they would put the camera at a good place. Jocelyn just donated that photo out of the goodness of her heart. So. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go. My eyes are hurting from this light, and I really do appreciate everybody joining me today, and I want to get together with some people in here. Adrenal and Jackie, we need to get together soon. So, yeah, I'm gonna sign off here. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend. I want to come back on here right before Christmas. So I actually have this idea for some Christmas videos. Before I go, I'm going to ask if you think it's a good idea. I see everybody's doing Vlogmas. I don't have the attention span for that. However, I wanted to do the 12 days of Christmas, but I wanted to do 12 different spots around Las Vegas. So I might do that just in 5-minute videos so everybody's not consumed with videos for 12 days in a row. I'd like you guys to spend some time outdoors and with your family, but I think 12 videos, 12 days of Christmas will be really good. So, all right, I'm going to head on out. I will see you guys later. And tomorrow there will be a new video. I'm not sure what time, but probably noon. All right, bye.